Hey everybody, it's Julie Lampe with Paradigm Interiors. I am gonna tell you about how I select appropriate backup fabrics, and the reason I'm going to talk about this today is because I actually had to choose a backup fabric for the dining room chairs, the banquette seating, the new wood frame sofa, and the a bench that we're doing for the living room. So I had selected from this book of upholstery for fabrics. I had selected this one, which is a really nice woven. It's kind of in that, spa blue color that I'm going to be using throughout the house. One of the great things about this is it's specifically designed for upholstery. So again, it has that Weizenbeek double rub. I think this one has a double rub of 30,000, meaning that you can sit down, stand up 30,000 times without the fabric showing a lot of wear. And this particular company, Maxwell, is one of the companies that I have an account with. And the great thing about this fabric is you get an extra discount if you buy a piece that is already cut. So let's say for this project I needed 24 yards. They had a 26.75 yard piece that was already cut. Then I get a 25% off above and beyond that, which is great. It's a cost savings to me in this case, but in a client situation, that would be a cost savings to my client, which is always great when you're using large quantities, especially to cover a sofa or chairs. It's great to use that, or a headboard, something like that. It's great to be able to get a little extra off of that. And this particular fabric already is a very reasonably priced fabric. So Maxwell makes its own stain treatment. They sell Krypton, which is one of the stain treatments that I talked about in a video before, but they make their own called Alta, and you can have Alta added to almost any fabric that they make. Unfortunately, in the Upholstery Essentials line, of course, the one fabric that you can't put Alta treatment on is the fabric that I chose, which is called Delancey. Hey Amy, how are you? Thank you for watching and tuning in. So I called. So I don't usually call to find out, hey, can this be Alta treated? I'll call and I'll check on cuts and see how many yards they have a particular fabric for a client. Sometimes I'll go ahead and reserve it if I know there's some lag time for some reason between the time that I select the fabric and the time that I need to order the fabric. But this fabric in particular, because I wanted an Alta treatment, I had to talk to somebody special at the company because they arrange it. They have to ship it to the factory that puts the Alta treatment on, and then they ship it to me. I observe all the fabric to make sure that it is actually the correct fabric. I can compare it to my memos that I have here and my samples, and then I send it off to my custom upholstery company in North Carolina. So in this case, I sat down because I had picked out the fabric. I decided I'm going to do this one. We're going to get it Alta treated, so that way it's stain resistant, particularly because we're using it in the dining room area on dining chairs and our booth seat. Had to have a stain treatment there. It's a must if you're not going to use a pleather or a leather in that situation. So they said can't be treated. So immediately I had seen some colors and some fabrics that could work, and one of the ones is also from Maxwell. It's an Alta fabric. It's a Upholstery Essentials as well, and it is called Waikiki, and it is this nearly the same color. It goes with all the fabrics. I had the woman on the phone, and this is something that I always do with clients, is I always have a backup because stuff like that happens. I don't anticipate that things will go wrong to the extent that I told the client, oh, well, we may have to have a backup fabric, but I have a backup fabric. And if it were a client facing situation, I would have told them to keep the fabric on reserve. And then I would have had a conversation with the client and said, you know, they can't alta-treat it. You have to decide, do you want it to be alta-treated, which is important in the dining room area. And I would have done that bit of education and explained that. And I would have offered them a couple of other options. You know, some people really want that woven look, and so I need to have a woven that's a backup as well. Their woven fabrics are quite a bit more than than this microfiber Upholstery Essentials fabric. And that's one of the reasons why I like the Upholstery Essentials line from them, is because it's very affordable, especially when you're ordering like mass quantities. That for the sectional sofa that we got for our living room, I needed 36 yards of fabric. So you can bet your behind that I didn't pick a $50, $60, $70 a yard fabric for that. It's 36 yards of fabric. So I went with something not from Upholstery Essentials, but from a different fabric company that had Krypton on it and was very affordable. So those are some tricks that I use to prepare myself for things that may happen, because as I said before, I haven't had a project yet that has gone without some kind of hitch. You know, even yesterday as I'm examining the light bulbs and I dropped one on the floor, you know, even things like that happen. Or I just ordered a rug for someone and the company put down my address and it was supposed to go to their address, which is out of state, and I had to have that fixed. So even if I'm just ordering a rug for somebody, chances are there will be a hitch in the giddy up, and there will be something that I need to anticipate. So I always have backup. I always anticipate things that might go awry. So the good news is we have the fabric ordered. It should be here next week or early the following week, and I'll be taking the small sofa off to have it, have the cushions made for it. So hopefully in the next few weeks we'll have the sofa in the house completed, and I'll get to share that with you guys. I know that North Carolina, they are already getting the sofa made, the sofas and things made up there. So once they receive the fabric, they'll be able to cut the pieces of fabric and put those on there. So I'm hoping by August, before we start the kitchen project, that I will have furniture in the house, new furniture and furniture that kind of fits the style, and all of that will be wrapped up, and I'll be able to share some pretty pictures with you. But in the meantime, I'm going to keep you guys up to date with what's going on, and I'm going to tell you how I handle these situations with clients versus how I'm handling it with myself. And tomorrow, I'm sure I will have something new and exciting to share with you, so stay tuned. Thank you.